Here we are in northeast Tasmania. Now we've done the west coast before, we've done some of the northwest, we've done some butte trips in Tasmania, some of the best adventures and the hardest off-roading I've ever seen. But we're back to have a look at something a little bit different. That's Scottsdale down there, and all around Scottsdale, within cooey of Scottsdale, you could say Scottsdale's the hub really of some of the best four-wheel driving tracks I've ever seen. It's a terrific place, it really is, but like the rest of Australia, what you really need to see on the right track is some local assistance. And that's what I've done here. I've got a couple of real good blokes. Lyndon, say g'day.
G'day, I'm Lyndon. Everybody calls me Trout.
We'll find out why later on, probably because he's got to swim for his Nissan. And of course Lyndon brought along Luke.
G'day.
And he's going to need Luke, I reckon, because Luke looks like he's pretty fit. He'll be a good man on the winch strap. Now that's the, yeah, righto, that's the other thing we got going here, okay? We got a bright red Nissan Patrol versus a dirty old green Land Cruiser. Now the next thing we've got going here, of course, is pretty obvious, is that let's say the energy and the enthusiasm of youth versus the treachery and cunning of old age. Someone around here's old, it might be me, but that'll work just fine.
You're not going to need a walking phone to get over to your truck and hop in.
Oh, good on you, mate, good on you. I hope you got a big bag of nappies in there, because I reckon you're going to need them before the day's out. We're going to see some terrific country. Come along and have a look. Come on guys, let's go. I was going to say I'll race you down to the bottom of the hill, but I'll probably have to take it easy and pick up a few of the bits on the way down, eh?
Pretty soon we're heading down Mount Stronach, which is about 4.5 k's from Scottsdale. There's some awesome views up here in northeast Tasmania. It's really popular with the bushwalkers, but by crikey, when you've got a truck you can see a few places in a hurry too. It's got an altitude of 500 metres, and you can bet that the temperature here can run really low. Even in summer you'll see sub 10 degree days all day long. The cold's playing a bit of havoc there with Milo actually. She's smoking it up a little bit, just every now and then. Doesn't really like the cold, my old girl. A little bit like me, you know, built in Queensland, likes it warm, but that's all right.
One up for the patrol, eh?
Hey, didn't you get up there, Roothy?
Oh, it was easy, but I just wanted to show you how it was done and take the harder part.
You're going to have to do better than that.
Oh, get away.
That was nothing.
Hang on, I'm busy. I'm picking up Nissan bits again.
Yeah, right.
This track was pretty easy going because it hasn't rained here for a while. You can imagine what it'd be like in the wet though.
What are you doing?
Mate,
Broke down again?
I'm going so slow behind that patrol that Milo's in danger of freezing up. So I've got to get a bit of warmth into her. There you go, hold that up for me. It's got a thermostat, but in cold air like this, and when it's doing a lot of idling, it runs that cool, but I've got to do this just to get a bit of warmth in it. Plus, you know, it's a little bit embarrassed at having to follow a patrol around. We'll fix that patrol. It's real good fun actually driving with these guys because they're right into it. They love it. And what they lack in age, they're making up for in just sheer enthusiasm. But I'm going to keep chucking them a line, you know. I just can't resist. It's too good.
We followed the boys northeast along the Tasman Highway towards Winnaleah until we hit the Banker Road turn-off. And from there on we're heading north into the Bass State Forest District. It's great to hit the dirt road and know that you're heading to the next spot. But I'll tell you what, these guys, you know, they might be young, but by crikey, they know what they're on about. This is going to be really good fun.
Looks good. You been through here before, Trout?
Yeah, not much water today though.
Yeah? What was it like last time?
I normally something about here. A couple there in the Zorkies used to wash it down there, so alright.
How far did you go?
Oh, just down about past that rock a little bit.
There's a couple of good catches back there.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a drought here, isn't it? Yeah, so water's down everywhere.
There ain't just enough to keep it flowing.
It's alright mate, it's beautiful Tassie water.
Yeah.
Come on, let's give it a go, eh?
Funny, isn't it? What they call a drought in Tasmania, we'd be so happy to see up in Queensland. This water crossing isn't that hard. The boys have been through here quite a few times. Well, you wouldn't think so, though, would you? Come on, mate!
The motor fall out.
Oh, he made hard work out of that, but I think he's kidding me a bit. Big tyres and lots of clearance. That seems to be the answer in Tasmania. Starting to wish I had a bit of that myself. Here's my chance to show them how it's done, eh? A little bit of the experience of old age. And it nearly went all wrong. Good old Milo. Might squeak a bit, but it makes easy work out of things like this. I won't even bother telling the lads that I've got a locker button pushed in here.
And who are you to talk? I mean, you were telling me your old man comes through here towing a trailer full of trees, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he drives a Toyota, doesn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't drive up that track, though.
Righto, righto. Okay, well, let's, come on, march it out. Let's see what you can do.
All right.
I'll be right behind. I'll give you a little push, all right? Yeah, well, the young fella made that look easy, didn't he? Better do the same.
Ah, good old Milo. Just makes it look too easy sometimes. Bit of hand throttle and up we go.
Hey Roothy, you ready for the mud?
Yeah, no worries, mate. Toyota won't have any problems at all. I hope you got a nappy, have you?
No, you'll need a nappy to wipe the mud off your face.
Oh, good on you. Hey, we'll see. You just march it out, all right?
Alright.
Look at that. Look at the air it's pushing up. That means it's porous, which means there's a fair chance of this going. And I bet it gets deeper, does it? Yeah.
Over in that bottom corner. Yeah, go in, Roothy.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go
Righto, righto, out of the road. Hey, well, your Nissan, has it got enough balls to pull me out?
Yeah, sure has.
Yeah, righto. That's why I've got to go first, eh?
That's it.
Now, that's a bit of treachery for you. Hey, use his snatch strap and then it'll get dirty.
Yeah, but the real treachery is I'm going first. And as everyone knows, you got more chance going first through the mud than you have going second.
Righto.
Trout pretty much assured me I'd clear this no worries, because all his mates had. And look at that. Bang! Straight up to the axles, all over, sitting on the bottom, going nowhere. Ah, jeez. I can hear Luke saying, I told you so.
You told me already.
Aww. You guys knew that was going to happen, didn't you?
It's not the first time a Nissan's pulled me out in living memory, that's for sure. Oh, a bit embarrassing, eh? She did it easy, though. Dead easy.
Oh. Doesn't matter how many times you do it, it's always fun. Well, I can tell you one thing for sure, there's no way your patrol will get through there. He set me up. He set me up. Can you believe it? That young fella set me up. Oh, shut up. It was fun, but. Well, good. And when you do come through, you'll know it's because I went through on the Toyota first. Okay? So I've solved all your problems there, Trout. It's just too easy, mate. Doddle in the park. Hey?
We'll see.
He's going to give it a go.
he got a whole lot further than Milo anyway. Just goes to show what lifting tyres do, eh? But he didn't make it out. Couldn't quite get that last lip up. Oh, too good. I would have been so embarrassed if he'd shot straight through there.
See that? How good was that? He nearly did it. I hate to say this, but that's a very impressive truck.
Milo's snatch points aren't working off the rear at the moment. They're so suspect it's not funny. They just about pulled through the big plate washers, so I decided to use a tree trunk protector around the whole rear of the bar. That was good enough to give Trout all the pull he needed just to pull out, but look at this.
The worst damage on my Toyota has been caused by hauling out a Nissan. Oh, well.
Slow going for a fair while here as we work our way through the forest.
What's the trick here? You'd want to stay on those logs, wouldn't you?
Yeah, just put your driver's side wheel on the log.
On that one there, yeah.
Straight up.
You're not kidding me again, are you?
No. I'll show you.
All right. Okay.
There's plenty of these river crossings in Tasmania. In fact, Tasmania is just riddled with creeks and rivers. And in the old days, they used all that incredible timber around the place to bridge them up. And time after time, you'll come across great big sturdy old crossings where all the wood's just rotted out from years of rain and all the rest of it. And that's what we've got here. Someone's patched it, quite a few people have been through it. Trout's probably taken his club through here a few times. She's a bit of a mess, but the trucks get through, no worries, and that's a good thing. All a question of picking the right log.
Oh, look at that. Someone left a tin line here. We'll take that with us, eh? I don't know what it is, you know, such a beautiful country and people go and stuff it up like this. All right, let's go.
Stay tuned as I battle the boys up Billycock Hill when we continue our Tasmanian adventure. The next day we head back down the Tasman Highway towards Derby. The boys decide to take a short detour to Billycock Hill. Bit of a favourite hill climb here with the local four-wheel drivers. I thought I'd go for a bit of a walk, but I tell you what an effort. This was one steep hill. And not a lot on either side either, just those trees. Not a lot to stop you. Be pretty easy to cock up Billycock, trust me.
I've seen some steep hills, but normally you just get one steep bit, you know, in the middle of the hill or towards the top normally. This thing starts out steep, gets steeper in the middle, and then gets really steep at the top. And there's a rock ledge there at about the 3/4 point where it just about stands right up. This is going to be one for treachery and cunning, I reckon. Fair dinkum, these guys are crazy.
Gonna give her a crack,
Hey?
Gonna give her a crack. He's too scared, his old age is catching up on him.
Stop grinning,
You know, in the wheelchair.
Oh.
Trout just launches in with all the momentum the old patrol can drag up, which is quite a bit really. The hill hasn't been driven for a little while by the look of it, so he's probably got a slight advantage there. Nobody's kicked too much back, but by crikey, this is an awesome effort from the young fella, it really is. And I reckon old Luke was hanging on to his backside too.
He's game, he's got to the tough spot, he's gone a little bit further. He might do it, you know. Oh, bugger me. He's done it. Yep, he's over. That's an awesome effort. The worst thing about that is I'm going to have to do it in Milo now too. Oh, jeez. Oh, good on you, mate. That was awesome. That was a good idea to let your dog do the driving.
These no bombs.
Come on, bloke.
He's too scared.
Well, here I go. Into it. Milo hasn't got the revs of the Patrol, so I'm just going to rely a bit more on traction than momentum and see how we go. There go the lockers, in they go.
Oh no. The size of the holes they've dug. Okay. We're actually stuck in a hole. Oops, there we go. Come on, old girl, we can't go backwards. Just go back a little bit, I hope. Barely hanging on the brakes here.
I'd probably needed to start my run up somewhere in Queensland though to get that sort of momentum up.
The boys dug a couple of big holes here, and I've just gone and dug them up some more. So unless I can go up the left of the track there completely, we ain't going to make it, and that's going to be embarrassing.
This is more of a slow motion battle than Trout's was, that's for sure.
Come on, old girl. That's the worst of it gone. Oh, wow. We're going to do it. That was really exciting. He's good, that kid. I'm not going to tell him, but he's really good. He really thought that out, you know, because by going first, he got first crack at it and got to dig it up a bit. And I got the rest. And Milo made it. I'm really surprised. And there was a couple of moments there where we were hanging on a bit of an angle, and if it hadn't been for the front locker pulling us out, I think we would have come back down sideways. Come on, what else you got? That was too easy. Jesus, well done, boys. The only thing that got me over that ledge and not coming back down rolling was the front locker. It just paid for itself several times over, that front locker, fair dinkum. Wow.
Should now try it without the lockers.
Right. Only I'll go first.
About a half hour's drive down the road and we reached the town of Derby. This is about 103 kilometres northeast of Launceston, and it's an old tin mining town overlooking the Ringarooma River. I was showing the boys a few of the finer points of the old gold fossicking, and filling up my water bottle too, something you can do a lot of in Tasmania because there's so much good fresh water.
Found a big flake.
Yeah.
Is that a big flake of gold? That one there. Or is that mica?
Here, let me just... Nah, mate, that's not gold. See you later. Every year, the locals, they all get together here. They make their own rafts out of skidder tubes and stuff in October. And they have this event called the Derby River Derby. And they push in their homemade rafts up here off the grass banks and just, you know, float down 6Ks, 7Ks. Takes about an hour, Trout reckons, and he won it one year with his mates. It's just fantastic. What a terrific event, you know, it's so much fun. And the water is crystal clear. You can taste the rain in it. You can taste the purity in it. I can see a couple of flecks of gold hanging out of the wall over there. Oh, I love this place. I'm really seriously considering just upping stumps and staying here.
After the hill climb, the boys decided to take me up to Cascade Dam for a bit of peace and tranquility. Luke said something about, you know, a little doze in the sun for the old fella. Yeah, well, look at that for a bit of peace and tranquility. This road, I noticed, must have been cutting many years ago. It really must have been, because there was an old convict-built stone wall running up the side of it.
The track closes in here a bit. Look at this, we're going to have trees in the window any second.
So much for it being a leisurely drive through the country, eh, Trout? This is a real bash around here. Oh, Milo's hopping all over the place.
He's a little rough. Oh, wow.
Tell you what, The coil-sprung patrol handled this a whole lot better than poor old leaf-sprung Milo. But we're not giving up here. We're not saying anything. We're just doing it. Come on, old girl. Look at that G-kit. Just walks, doesn't it? Trout's got about 5 inches of lift there and some big tyres. That makes all the difference in this sort of country.
And I'm just sneaking in the compressor in the rear locker, just make it a little bit more stable up the slope. Don't have to tell the boys that, eh?
This track's still very much open, but more and more tracks like this that access the backs of dams and old mining sites and some of the best parts of the Australian bush are being closed down. Why? For no reason at all. No real reason anyway.
Sometimes, you know, you get the idea they just hate people. They don't want people in there. Lock out the people. And that's not the way to protect the environment. The way to protect the environment is to share it. Everyone comes and can get in there and have a look and enjoy it. Like this. This is fantastic. In some parts of Australia they'd shut this track already just because they don't want people going in there for some stupid reason. Wow, this is just awesome, isn't it?
This looks like a good place for lunch. Wonder if the boys are up for some of my cooking.
Cascade Dam. I can't quite see the brewery, but the dam is beautiful. I reckon we might just camp up here and cook up something to eat, eh? Look at the peckish. It's almost beer o'clock. Wow, what a day that was. There's some awesome rock climbing back there, eh? I reckon we spat a few rocks. Yeah, and I was surprised the poo trail got here. And because it's going to get fairly cold tonight, I've decided to cook up something a bit different. It's sort of like a hot Tassie stew, I think. Now, I've had the guys chopping up some veggies. Don't stop just because I asked you to. We'll keep going. Start out, I've got a bit of olive oil in there and a bit of butter. And now I'm going to kick some onion in. You guys chop up some onion while you're over there before? Yeah. Oh, terrific. Jeez, looks better than the stuff I chopped up. How'd you do that? And because it is a little bit chilly up here, this isn't going to be a normal stew. It's going to be a little bit different, as you'll see as we go. Bit of an adventure, really, a bit like that track we just came up, you know. Could be a winner. We could all be eating baked beans later on. No, it'll be good. Now, as the onions go to a nice shade of brown, this is pepperoni salami, okay? I've only chopped up a little bit of it, about 3 or 4 inches, and I've chopped it up fairly small. But that's just to give us a little bit of a flavour base in the onions. It's just something different, you know, you can do different out there, especially when you're cooking. It's only like mixing concrete, no matter what all those guys on TV say. And there we go. Salami and onion, pepperoni salami and onion. That'll kick off really nice as a bit of a flavour base. All right, that's starting to look good. In goes the steak. In she goes. At this stage, what we need to do is add the veggies. So we'll start out with the spuds and the carrots. This is all Tasmanian produce. And a bit of celery. Good on you, Trout. Now, you don't have to add celery, you don't have to add anything. It's a stew, add whatever you want, but it'll add a bit of flavour. It really will. And it'll give us something green to chase around the pot so we know when it's well and truly mixed. Now look at that. Nice full bowl already. It'll get there. This is vegetable stock. Just need something in there to give it a bit of liquid. Vegetable stock will do the trick. I'm also going to add some Gravox. Righto, in goes the Gravox. That settled it down a bit. Now, you can see there that as far as liquid goes, I'm only about halfway up the food level. That's because all those veggies and the meat are going to have their own liquids in them that'll come out. So we don't really want much more than that. What we do want is a bit of the old instant flavour. Now I know what everyone's thinking. They're saying, what happened to the chilli sauce? You know, where's your sweet chilli sauce? Actually, there's no chilli sauce for a good reason. And that's because of something else I'm going to add. The chilli sauce would have killed the flavour of the pepperoni and the flavour of the magic ingredient, which happens to be wasabi peas. Have you ever seen a stew made with wasabi peas before? No, neither have I, but we're going to find out if it works. In they go. So we got pepperoni and wasabi peas in with a fairly, you know, humdrum old English stew, a little bit of oyster sauce. I'm going to add some honey. All right. This is a bit of breakfast marmalade, just to give it a little bit of sugar. And that, guys, is about it. Another masterpiece. Oh, maybe. He doesn't look too sure, does he? But then he didn't look... Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, that's because you're hungry. After a day like today, I'm not surprised. The trick is now, put the lid on and leave it for a while. And you're probably wondering how long. Well, this is where we go and find out how many beers we got in the fridge, I suppose. We'll be back in a minute. Whoa! That didn't sound too good. Well, that was a good walk. Let's see how our stew is. Our hot Tassie stew. Oh, smells all right, doesn't it? Well, we'll see how we go with that. Chuck us some plates. Just start with a little bit to start with, just in case you die and we've got to wrap you up in a bag. Oh, hang on. You need a slice of bread with this. What do you reckon?
It's beautiful.
That's beautiful. Hey, fair dinkum.
It is.
Far out.
Oh, it's not bad for a Toyota driver.
I'm going to go and sit on this rock and eat mine. Tastes all right, actually.
We leave the Cascade Dam along the Derby Jeep track, which winds in and out of the eucalypt forest. And somewhere along here, guess who made a wrong turn? That'll be me.
We'll just have a bit of a look at this. I don't think we should have gone this way either. But we'll have a look. No one's been here for a while, eh?
No, it doesn't look like.
Holy dolly. Oh boy. Oh. What do you reckon?
Hey,
It feels
drive that Toyota across here first.
Oh, that doesn't look real good. What's that?
I
Oh! This is amazing. This bridge looks reasonably solid, you know, but it's just cardboard. Look at this. It's just wet cardboard. Look. And this stuff underneath's the same too. So, hey guys, I think we'll take the long way. Whatever that is.
So we decided to call it a day. The Sparky was trying to get at the possum, so you know what that means. Time out, time to go. Next up, we're going to tackle the Blue Tier track and check out some dinosaur country. This is awesome. The next day, we headed off towards Blue Tier, home of some of the finest four-wheel driving in the country. But on the way, we made a quick stop off at Trout's family farm, so he could show us his latest project. Now, the farm's been in Trout's family since it was handed over to his grandfather as a soldier settlement block. It's beef and veal for the most part, and Trout's dad, Graham's still working it to this day.
Oh, mate. What a beast. This is good, you know, like there's 3 inches of water here on the floor, so when you run out of mud you can make your own. Is that the idea?
The Mud Runner's an NQ Patrol, a 1981 beast, and his dad bought it for the motor. But it was sitting there on the farm a bit too long in one piece, so Trout decided to build it up and go wild. And all those other cars lying around are rejects that Trout's trashed over the years. An old Datsun, a Nissan Pintara. That Pintara cost him $250. But it's the Mud Runner that Trout loves. She's a rough as bags job. But they have a lot of mud running competitions over here, and you can bet Trout's not missing out for nobody. However, the old NQ's dropping a lot of oil from the automatic transmission. I don't know how long Trout's going to be driving in and out for. Not for too long without the front axle, that's for sure. This is how you have fun in the country. Get the old dam and turn it into mud.
We should have turned the idle up a bit on it, eh? Like having a big bull stuck in a ball or something.
Yeah, you reckon Graham just encourages Trout to do anything he wants, doesn't he, eh? Wouldn't it be great to have a dad like that? Yeah, it's losing oil all over the place, stripping straight out of the auto.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I don't think you could put enough oil in it, you know?
Down on the farm in Tassie. After a bit of driving, we got down to Wellborough in the northeast of Tasmania, a couple of hours from Launceston.
So if Roothy wants 80.
Bugger off!
We were here for the Blue Tier track and we entered through the Wellborough Scenic Pass Reserve, a landscape of lush green tree fern glades and sassafras trees. The forest has some unreal examples of ancient Gondwana vegetation, dating back some 250 million years ago when the dinosaurs roamed through here. Some of these trees are over 100 metres tall. The Blue Tier wasn't really known much around the world until it became part of a big forestry operations, and before long they started to investigate ways of generating some money out of this kind of country, apart from clear fell logging. Well, I can tell them a real easy way. Tell all the four-wheel drivers about it and stick a $2 tag on the gate.
Prehistoric back there, wasn't it? It was like you just expected a dinosaur to come romping out, you know, great big stegosaurus. Mate, I think my truck's probably a bit of a dinosaur. It felt right at home back there. That's prehistoric, that forest. That's about as raw as it comes, isn't it? It's just insane. I've seen some forests in Australia I reckon that's the oldest.
The Blue Tier's a mountain plateau, and once this place swarmed with tin miners. It was actually known as the Mountain of Tin at one stage to the early pioneers, and because of their efforts, now you can get in and out all over the place on the old pack trails winding through the rainforest. But you've got to watch out though, because there's still numerous old mine shafts scattered all throughout this area, and you can bet that if they did chuck a couple of logs over the top, it's a kangaroo trap these days. I was really enjoying the drive through here, but Milo was starting to make some really different noises, kind of a thud, and I could work it out that it was coming from the rear, but that was as close as I could get. At first I thought maybe my cooker was coming loose or something, but there was a definite feel about the body that suggested all was not well. And we've done a lot of twisting around now too, so I don't know, I might have to stop and have a look.
It does sound like it's coming from under here, doesn't it?
Oh, good on you, Luke. I can't tip it over, so you're going to try.
Do it again.
Go for it, Luke. Give her a rock. When I pulled your dirty, great, big, fat patrol out of that bog hole, look, I busted the whole bumper bar. I pulled everything in. It's all buckled, all of this.
Yeah, but it's Toyota.
And then that's gone and done the last twitches on those body mounts at the back. So really, my truck's broken because it pulled yours out of the mud.
That was only too much excitement.
Too much excitement.
Give it all too much. I only needed a little shot,
Oh, yeah. Tell you what, mate, I had to give it a lot because, you know, that big heavy lump of yours was stuck, well and truly.
No.
Yep, that'll be the end of the road for Milo on this trip.
Well, there you go. Tassie 3, Milo 0. Yet to win one here. Wow. This time, the body mounts at the back have come that loose that the body's shifting an inch or so either way. So, got to call it quits here because this track's about to get pretty tough, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. And I've got a feeling I'll wind up sitting on a fruit box holding the steering wheel at this rate because there's a lot of movement going on there. So we're going to make a couple of temporary repairs to get the 2,000 k's home, and that's about it. But I'm not going to let this place beat me, I'll tell you what. We'll be back to do this Blue Tier track, I'll tell you.
Yep.
It's just too good. It's been awesome too through here. I can't thank you guys enough, honestly. It's been awesome. Good on you,
Pleasure
Linton.
showing you around.
Oh, mate, you're terrific. Thanks very much.
Awesome.
Yeah, one day I hope to see you in a Toyota. Good on you, Luke.
No worries.
Thanks, mate. That's awesome.
It's been good.
Righto, guys. See you next time.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Mark. This is my Toyota Prado and Trackabout camper trailer. Up the front here we've got the ARB Deluxe steel winch bar. We've got the 12,000 pound Ironman winch on the front, the IPF Extreme Sport spotlights and fog lights as well, and bash plates to go underneath the bar. For the suspension we've got Old Man Emu all the way around, coilover struts. We've got the nitrocharger shock absorbers as well, and a 2-inch lift all the way around. We're running the airbags in the rear as well, and also the ARB air lockers front and rear to ensure that we get through all of the rugged terrain. And on the side here we've got the ATS custom rock sliders. Up here we've got the ECB alloy roof rack, which we put our extra luggage, max tracks, long handled shovel, high lift jack, and on the side there we put a custom awning as well. Tyres we've got are the Cooper ATRs, 265/65/17s that replace the original equipment. So in the cab here we've got the scan gauge 2 on the steering column, which monitors all your fuel usage, temperatures, everything that comes out of the ECU. Down the side here we've got the turbo timer. We've got our ARB compressor and front and rear locker switches, GME TX3400 remote face UHF, TomTom satellite navigation, and a fridge monitor down the bottom here for the angle. In the back we've got a 9 litre Waco fridge just for being able to grab drinks and food while in the cab here. In the back cargo area we've got the cargo barrier to protect the kids, Black Widow double drawer kit, the fridge slide on it, and a 60 litre ARB fridge freezer. Under the bonnet here we've got the D4D turbo diesel 3 litre. We've put a Steinbauer chip on the motor as well, coupled with a Taipan XP 3-inch mandrel bent exhaust. We've got the dual battery system with the smart solenoid system on it to run the fridge and also the work lights. We've got a Coupler-Tech electronic rust protection, the ARB compressor to run the air lockers and also reinflate tyres. Over here we've got the Safari snorkel to get the cleaner air and also for those deep water crossings. And this here is our Trackabout Safari camper. Sleeps myself, my wife and our 2 kids quite comfortably. We've got the kitchen facilities, we've got the outdoor annex, and we also have fly mesh to go around to keep the insects out. On the drawbar here we've had a custom bike rack made for those times that the boys need to take their toys camping. The rack is totally interchangeable with the toolbox for when we do the family camping, and we want to put extra gear on the drawbar. We love going camping as a family. It's great to get into the great outdoors, away from the suburbs, and really enjoy each other's company as quality time.
G'day, I'm Ant. This was my diesel Defender wagon. Now it's my 4 litre V8 ute. The vehicle's a 1995 Defender 110. The first thing I did to the Defender when I got it was basically put the checker plate on it. The front bull bar is a steel TJM bar with TJM sidebars housing a Thomas PTO 8,000 pound winch. There's also a couple of IPF lights mounted on the front and the UHF aerial. When I got the Defender it was a 2.5 litre TDI diesel, 300 TDI. I pulled it out only about a month ago and put in a Rover 3.9 V8 petrol. The exhaust is fairly standard. It's got the standard headers on it, and from there back we just worked in the Y pipes off the original Discovery that we got the motor out of, and put a little muffler and a tailpipe section on it. The gearbox has made it up to the engine straight on. It's just a Land Rover manual gearbox, same as our Discovery. We did have to change the shift pattern and so on to suit the different gear shift position, but the gearbox basically bolted straight on the motor and slipped the whole lot in as one. It's more or less a standard drive line. It's got a double cardan front tail shaft just to sort of ease the load on the front shaft. The axles have been upgraded to high tough engineering axles along with the axle caps, and the CVs, front CVs, have been upgraded to early county 110 CVs, which are a lot stronger and bigger in diameter. The diffs have ARB air lockers in the front and back, made it up to the high tough axles. They're actuated by the ARB compressor in the cab, which is mounted into a air reservoir tank. The front and rear diff housing centres are protected by QT diff guards. They're really good because they sort of come back underneath the diff as well and act as a bit of a slide and protect your pinion on the drive shaft as well. It's got DBA disc brake rotors on it, made it up to the standard hubs and brake pads and calipers. Rims are dynamic black steel rims, Land Rover stud pattern. They're a 15x8 with Storn internal beadlocks fitted. The rubber enclosing those wheels is a 36 12.5 15 Cymex Extreme Trekker 2. The front suspension comprises of some custom front coils from King Springs. They're probably about a 5-inch over standard height, fairly stiff to take the weight of the bar and the winch. The arms are held in place with Snake Racing caster corrected dropped radius arms and Tough Dog adjustable panhard bar. The rear suspension comprises of the original upper A-frame link in the top of the diff. It's got an upgraded A-frame ball joint for it for a bit extra strength, and the rear control arms are Scorpion Racing bent and strengthened arms from the UK. The little exo cage that we knocked up was built by Banana Bars. It was one of their first jobs done here in Coffs. It's a bit rough around the edges, but was hoping to be a little bit safer for the occupants, mainly the wife, because she always freaks out when we get on angles and thinks we're going to roll. There's a couple of lights up on the top bar of the cage that come on with a separate switch just for a bit of night driving. Lights up around the front of the car a lot better. And being up high, you can sort of see over those ledges that your normal lights usually cast a big black shadow over. Yeah, in the back of the vehicle, basically just carry the spare wheel, and there's a space case with all the recovery gear in it, and some basic tools and whatnot for getting out of strife. The thing I enjoy about four-wheel driving and four-wheel drives is the fact that you can get out there and see the bush. The other good thing about four-wheel driving, and particularly driving a Land Rover, is you've got friends wherever you go. If you see another Land Rover, be sure to give them a friendly wave.
I'm Glenn,
I'm Anita.
and this is our comp truck. It's our comp truck that we use for Extreme Winch Challenge here in Queensland. We've had it 6 years. We've raced it for 6 years. Winch on the front is a worn high mount. Was a standard worn high mount. It's standard with drum. Our auto electrician in Caboolture, he's modified a truck starter motor. The solenoids that run the winch out solenoids are just standard, like worn winch out solenoids. The winch in ones are actually series parallel switch out of Kenworth truck that we've modified. The winch is also mounted inside a superior alignments bar. The bar's nicely solidly mounted. It's actually lifted the winch higher than standard and set the winch back inside the grille. Tyres, 36 12.5 Cymex centipedes. They're actually mounted to Nissan GU diffs. Everything below the chassis is Nissan, basically. Steering box, all the control arms on the front are all Nissan, all the steering arms are all Nissan. We took the front mudguards off because they were getting too expensive to straighten up all the time. So we put a bit of rubber conveyor belting there, it flexes to the shape of the tree or whatever you want to hit. These panels are still all the original steel ones. Then make it a bit further. We've got a Kevlar panel on the door which flexes back into shape if you bump into something or rub along a tree or anything. Side bars, superior alignment side bars. They're fairly heavy. They've protected the sills very well over the last 6 years. We've never bent a sill. All the suspension is all Fox coilovers. Wizard Performance down the Gold Coast, they Brent fitted all of it, made all the chrome moly bracing and everything. Front suspension and rear suspension is all Fox coilovers. There's Nissan GU diff mounted in the rear on 80 series lower control arms, Wizard A-frame mounted into a Nissan cross member that's been mounted in the original Toyota chassis. Down the back, the pipe work, I made it all myself. It's not too bad, I don't think. It doesn't look out of place anyway. Ground anchors mounted on the tray, which we have to carry for the Extreme Winch comps here. spare tyres actually mounted in a cradle made by Wizard. 2 toolboxes on the back that we normally carry spare parts in when we're competing, and tools. There's a rear winch on the back. It's just a standard worn high mount with a standard 4.6 horsepower motor and standard solenoids. Got a safari snorkel fitted to it, which is very flexible. We've never broken it yet. On the inside, we've fitted a pair of seats out of a jet sprint boat, which are solid plastic with a vinyl cover over them. 4-point racing harnesses are fitted. Window nets fitted to the inside. We have the controls inside for the air lockers and both winches, front and rear. There's also the controls for the air free spool in the front winch, which gives us 2 compressors at the back. One compressor runs the free spool, the other compressor runs the air lockers. Internal 4-point roll cage that I built myself when the rules first come in up here to have them. Motor in it is a standard 4.5 litre petrol cruiser motor, the fuel injected model. The only mods we've really done it, we've fitted a set of extractors to it, changed the air intake slightly. Our future plans for the truck is we've done Winter Challenge for only 7 years now, and we'll give it a break for a while I think, so we're going to modify the truck and take a bit of weight off it and change some valving in the coilovers and change some spring rates and tyres and lower it down, and we'll start doing a little bit more Gymkhana type stuff and a bit more high speed sort of stuff. New rallycross here at Land Cruiser Park, put a plug in for that since we built the track, and yeah, we'll see where that takes us, do something different.
Australia really is the greatest place on earth, and I reckon the Outback is the heart and soul of our country. There's nothing I love better than getting in Milo and driving off into the vast peace and quiet that you only get when you're right out in the bush. And the best thing is, it's just down the end of your street too. So come on, this is where you'll feel the true heartbeat of Australia. Come out here and have a look.